The one thing. If everyone has the same number of hours in a day, why do some people seem to get so much more done than others? The answer is they make getting to the heart of things the heart of their approach. They go small. Going small is ignoring all the things you could do. And doing what you should do. It's recognizing that not all things matter equally, and finding the things that matter most. To get extraordinary results. The challenge is that life doesn't line everything up for us and say, here's where you should start. So instead, every day you should line up your priorities, find the lead domino and whack away at it until it falls. This approach works, because extraordinary success is sequential, not simultaneous. It's one thing at a time. The 6 lies that mislead and derail us. Lie number 1, everything matters equally. Not everything matters equally, and success isn't a game won by whoever does the most. Although to-do lists are useful, they also tyrannize us with trivial stuff that we feel obligated to get done. Achievers always work from a clear sense of priority. Pareto's principle states that the minority of your effort, 20% leads to the majority of your results, 80%. Lie number 2, multitasking. Multitasking is a lie, because nearly everyone accepts it as an effective thing to do, but when you try to do 2 things at once, you either can't or won't do either well. Lie number 3, a disciplined life. Success is, actually a short race, a sprint fueled by discipline just long enough for a habit to kick in and take over. Success is about doing the right thing, not about doing everything right. In 2009, researchers at the University College of London asked the question, how long does it take to establish a new habit? The results suggest that it takes an average of 66 days, with easier behaviors taking fewer days and tough ones taking longer. Lie number 4, willpower is always on will call. Willpower is a timing issue. When you have your will, you get your way. Willpower has a limited battery life but can be recharged with some downtime. So, you do what matters most, first each day, when your willpower is the strongest. Lie number 5, a balanced life. In your effort to attend to all things, everything gets shortchanged, and nothing gets its done. The problem is that when you focus on what is truly important, something will always be underserved. Your work life is divided into 2 areas, what matters the most and everything else. The question of balance is really a question of priority. When you change your language from balancing to prioritizing, you see you're the right choices more clearly. Lie number 6, big is bad. Thinking big is essential to extraordinary results. The only actions that become springboards to succeeding big are those fostered by big thinking. As a result, what you do with your time determines what you achieve. And because what you do is determined by what you think, how big you think becomes the launching pad for how high you achieve. The focusing question. The focusing question collapses all possible questions into one. What's the one thing I can do, such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? Let's break it down. What's the one thing I can do? This sparks focused action. It forces you towards something specific, such that by doing it, it's the bridge between just doing something and doing something for a specific purpose. Everything else will be easier or unnecessary? It says that when you do this one thing, everything else you could do to accomplish your goal will either be doable with less effort or no longer even necessary. These helps you to find the first domino and focus on it until you knock it over. The focusing question helps you identify your one thing in any situation. It clarifies what you want in big areas of your life and then drills down to what you must do to get it. For example, what's the one thing I can do to double sales in 6 months such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? How to unlocking the possibilities within you. There is a natural rhythm to our lives that becomes a simple formula for implementing the one thing and achieving extraordinary results: purpose, priority, and productivity. The prescription for extraordinary results is knowing what matters to you and taking daily doses of actions aligned to achieve it. Goal setting to the now will get you there. By thinking through the filter of goal setting to the now, you set a future goal and then methodically drill down to what you should be doing right now. This trains your mind how to think, how to connect one goal with the next over time until you know the most important thing you must do right now. How to live for productivity. Productive people get things done, achieve better results, and do so because they devote maximum time to being productive on their top priority, their one thing. They time block their one thing, and then protect these time blocks with a vengeance. Most people think there's never enough time to be successful, but there is if you block it. Based on where I am right now, what's the one thing I need to do this week to stay on track for my monthly goal, and for my monthly goal to be on track for my annual goal? The 3 commitments to achieving extraordinary results through time blocking requires: 1. The mindset of someone seeking mastery. Mastery is a commitment to becoming your best. 2. You must continually seek the very best ways of doing things. Move from E to P, it's called moving from E, the entrepreneurial approach, to P, the purposeful approach. Highly productive people don't accept the limitations of their natural approach as the final word on their success. When you bring the P to the same ceiling of limitation, things look different. I'm still committed to growing, so what are my options? You then use the focusing question to narrow those choices down to the next thing you should do. It could be to follow a new model, get a new system, or both. You need to live the accountability cycle. Taking complete ownership of your outcomes by holding no one but yourself responsible for them is the most powerful thing you can do to drive your success. Accountable people absorb setbacks and keep going. They're results oriented and never defend actions, skill levels, models, systems, or relationships that aren't getting the job done. When life happens, the accountable person seeks and acknowledges reality, owns it, finds a solution, and gets on with it. The 4 thieves that can hold you up and rob you of your productivity. 1. Inability to say no. So here's a simple rule: a request must be connected to your one thing for you to consider it. 2. Fear of chaos. Messes are inevitable when you focus on just one thing. 3. Poor health habits. Personal energy mismanagement is a silent thief of productivity. 4. Environment doesn't support your goals. Your environment is simply who you see and what you experience every day. You are set to find your one thing and drive extraordinary results. If you like the video, please subscribe for more valuable content.